out in the middle of nowhere, doesn't bother anybody. You know, we just kind of just all do our things together.
Offense you're running in now, you're not going to get a scholarship.
I don't even know if he threw the ball 100 times in a season.
But I think 8th grade is when I saw it. You know, the boy had talent.
I would have people come tell me like, hey, that's different.
No one gave anything to him. Everything that Cameron has, he's worked hard for it.
He's the ultimate competitor. Losing, like, hurts his soul.
It's nothing that's making him flinch, but I think that's who he is.
He doesn't think that he's all that. He doesn't think he's a big commodity, high commodity or nothing, but people do.
You could tell from the very first game that he was made for this. Some people are just born to play football, and I would say Cameron Ward is one of those kids.
Most famous person from West Columbia, probably now, Cameron Ward.
A once-in-a-lifetime type
Talk
of talent.
about coming out of nowhere. One scholarship offer.
Passer in the entire country.
Explosive offense.
Nobody knew who he was coming out of West Columbia High School in Texas. Everybody knows who he is now.
We've always lived in West Columbia. I went to school in West Columbia, elementary through high school. Small town, everyone knows everyone.
Probably a population of about 3,000 people. There's an Elmo's there. There's a Dairy Queen, a Sonic, a McDonald's, and a post office. That's it.
Cameron was bad growing up. He was Dennis the Menace. He was a terror. Oh my God, he had to have a ball in his hand. He didn't care what kind of ball it was, just running.
It didn't matter the sport, football, basketball, baseball.
He loved sports, and he was good. I mean, from a little boy, that boy was 18 months, 2 years old, dribbling through those cones. I mean, he had good handles, and then he was always, because I coached, he'd always come to practice, so he'd be out there practicing with the girls. You know, he's always just been around kids who play sport, because he's always been there. He's very caring. You know, he cares for other people, and that's the thing I like about him. He's a prankster and a jokester, but when it comes to, you know, giving and people needing something, Cameron, he's the one, he'll be there for them. Honestly, I guess he's seen us do that all of our lives, because we're the type of people, we're just givers. You know, we don't look for nothing in return. We just like to give, and we just be blessed.
Very nonchalant, very low key. His immediate family means everything in the world to him. If you didn't know he played football, you wouldn't know he played football because he's not going to talk about it.
If Cameron didn't have to see people after the game, Cameron would be able to go straight to the bus, put those headphones on, and start studying film.
He loves to fish and loves his dog. Outside of football, that's his two passions.
Oh yeah, we're competitive. We still are to this day. If it's a coloring poster, we're going to be competitive. In order to gain something, you got to work hard and you got to get it any way you can get it. And you got to figure out a way to make it work. You know, and Cameron, he can figure out a way to make anything work.
How in the world he stayed up there, I'm not sure.
He's a magician. This quarterback knows how to keep a play alive better than anybody in the country.
In the 2nd grade, he came home and with a permission slip to play football. And I told him, no, you're too young, wait a year. In the 3rd grade, he came home with a permission slip. I like, what is this? He said, I want to play football. I said, you're probably too young. He said, you told me last year that I could play. I said, well, my word is a word, so that's how he got involved in playing football. He was very coachable, coaching him in the football and basketball. If he didn't do good, he came to the bench. He knew that. But he also knew that when the game was on the line, that I expected him to come through. His sophomore year in high school, I went to a practice on a Friday, almost dark, team has on black jerseys, don't know who's who, and I'm watching this kid throw 10 yards out. And I'm like, oh, I understand why Cameron might not be on varsity now. That kid can really throw the ball. They come back, get in the huddle, take off the helmets, it's Cameron. And I'm like, geez, there's something special here.
His daddy did a lot of work. He sent out emails, tapes, DVDs to so many universities and colleges just to try to get him out there.
So Cameron came to me and said, I want to play college football. I'm gonna find out every college it is. I don't care, Division I, Division II, Division III, NAIA, JC, whatever. I'm gonna find phone numbers, email addresses, and I'm contacting everybody. And I told Cameron, at the end of the day, one of these knocks on the door, somebody gonna open the door.
Yeah, I think you could always see Cam's competitive spirit. Cam's always believed in himself, trusted in his talents. The confidence level he had, and we saw it not only in football, but him playing basketball. He's always believed in himself. He's always been an alpha. He's always been a dog. So it doesn't surprise me to watch him what he's doing now.
He's a killer. Like, he's one of the only guys that I've seen that has that Kobe mentality. It's a full-time job. It's, you know, everybody has to go to school, everybody has to do all this other stuff, but the work ethic that you have to have, the time you spend in the film room, the understanding of the game, the understanding of the defenses, the understanding of what defensive coordinators are trying to do to you, all that is a way that you have to think to make yourself an elite quarterback. Cam's always locked in. You know, he's not one to, when he comes to workouts, that he's, you know, trying to play around and he's trying to get to work.
I remember we had an All-American quarterback coming back off a conference championship team. Cam sitting in my office and saying with all confidence that he was going to win the starting quarterback job and start here for 4 years and break records. And he did just that. You know, he ended up being our starter that year and ended up winning the Jerry Rice Award for the best freshman in the nation.
He's not the type of kid you got to go in there and wake him up. Man, come on, you got to be with the trainer. Cameron be coming in and waking us up. The boy has work ethics that like no other. When his daddy used to tell him, you know, when everybody else is asleep, what you doing? Working, getting better. Your friends out there playing video games, you working out training, you getting better.
So we had from the end of from the road right there, all the way to that fence there. So that was the area that we would use to practice in. So we ended up putting the trampoline right on the other side of that tree. We would go to the neighbor's yard and have him throw over the tree into the trampoline.
Cam's mom, Patrice and dad, Calvin.
He's never missed a single one of his college football games.
Isn't that something? Patrice.
It's important because he wants us there, and he knows that we're there to support him. And when he looks up in the stands, he'll see us. And he's know, hey, whatever it is, we're here for you. We're gonna be there to support you.
We wouldn't trade it for anything in the world. It was very rewarding. When we get there and then say it's 2 a.m., so we get to see him maybe a couple hours on Friday morning before he goes to walk through. He comes back for an hour, then they're off to the team hotel. So just those few hours we would get to see him before they left, it was very rewarding.
Sometimes it'd be 10 to 12-hour days, but you do what you gotta do for your kid. You know, he expects us to be there, and we were gonna be there. So the sacrifices that we made, we do it all over again. We sacrifice what we need to do for him because he wants us there. And if you got a child who wants their parent to be there, we gonna be there.
Everything's been like a whirlwind. You know, it's been totally unexpected, and it's been great. Miami is 9-1. They're still in the hunt. You know, all eyes are on Miami.
They're turning lives around. Just through football, lives are being turned around. You know, they're coming together. Cameron is not just about Cameron. He's for everybody. He wants his teammates to do good. He wants them to be successful. He's gonna always be our Heisman winner, so it doesn't matter.
It would mean, it's like, it'd be unbelievable. Again, you got a kid that they showed out of 250 ranked kids out of high school wasn't on the list.
It's a story of, you know, belief and faith and all the stuff that he stands for, and it's going to be a huge story for, you know, a lot of kids that, you know, are going to be looking up to Cam, like you see, you know, Instagram and all these games and all these kids are doing this celebration, and that's crazy. Like, you know, it's literally leaving an impact, and it's a positive impact.
Be confident, be a leader, be positive, be respectful, and just treat everybody the way you would want to be treated. Because he does give the little kids autographs to people who want him and all that, because that makes them feel like, hey, you know, they're special, and then he's like doing something for them.
Fame, it means nothing to him. If we tell him anything, we tell him to continue to be humble. It's football. It could be here today, it could be gone tomorrow, but who are you when football is over? Who are you when the career is over? And who are you when there's no light? Be that same person.
I want these people, these little kids around here to say, hey, I can do the same thing that he did. I can be that mentor, that role model that Cameron is, and I can go out and win a Heisman too. Because if you put the work in, you can do it.